Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single day at 11 or 12 a.m. BST time, talking about what's going on in the markets, keeping us up to date with what is going on. And this week there is a lot to discuss. We've got some big dates this week. We've got CPI data being announced, we've got FOMC meeting minutes being announced, and we have the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade as well, which has been long awaited. So we have a lot to discuss today. We're going to take a look at all this news, and we have some extra cryptocurrency news as well. And we also have the brilliant news that Bitcoin is trading over $30,000. So let's take a look at this. Currently, Bitcoin is trading at $30,077, up 6% in the last 24 hours. The Ethereum is up to $1,916, up by 3% in the last 24 hours. So we have seen a nice rise to the upside, and it's been a brilliant way to start the week. Let's take a look at this cryptocurrency news, though, see what's going on in the world of traditional finance first of all. Let's take a look at the CPI data first. Let's get this all running smoothly, make sure everything's running correctly. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have tuned in, and please don't forget, well, if you have tuned in, you definitely have tuned in because you're listening to what I'm saying. Anyway, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Right, let's get this on the roll. So let's first talk about the CPI data. So we do have a newsletter that comes out every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. where you can learn about what's coming up in the week of cryptocurrency. And you can see here, this is today's newsletter that was just published just 20 minutes ago. If you want to have a read of this, I will put this in the chat now. And all you need to do is click on it and then you can press subscribe for free at the top left as well. But we can see here on Wednesday, the 12th of April, we are going to hear about the CPI data, see how inflation is doing in the US. So its expected rate for US inflation for March is 5.2%, previously 6%. And the expected rate for core inflation is 5.6%, which was previously 5.5%. So we are hoping to see a decline in inflation year on year in the US, and that would be a very, very positive thing, because that would mean that the higher interest rates are working, and maybe it could mean that they slow down these hikes. I mean, it doesn't look likely, but we can have our fingers crossed. We'll discuss this and explain this a little bit more in just a second. We also have on Wednesday the FOMC minutes, which will be released on Wednesday, and this is an official report of the previous FOMC meeting, and the report is typically released 3 weeks after each Fed meeting, and it gives an in-depth summary of the meeting, detailing all comments and decisions made by the participants. Many investors keep a close eye on the FOMC minutes, as it can give key insights into the health of the economy as well as future monetary policies. So what we are seeing here is on Wednesday, we're going to find out the year-on-year inflation. Hopefully, this has moved to the downside slightly. The US have peaked at 9.1% inflation in the recent year, and they are looking to get that down to 2%. But for the US to get inflation down, they are raising interest rates. When they raise interest rates, the markets don't like this, and we see the markets move to the downside. So what we will see here will dictate how much they need to continue pushing up the interest rates. But on the same day, we will also hear about the FOMC minutes, and this is where they discuss interest rates, so we can start seeing the different Fed officials' opinions on how we can continue to move forwards, and it indicates what we can plan to see in the future. So they may continue to think that we need to continue rising interest rates. I have seen a couple of things saying that it's likely we are going to see 0.25% increases, around 5 of these hikes throughout the rest of this year, until we start to see inflation really move to the downside before they start slowing down these interest hikes. And this is not good for the financial markets. Every time interest rates rise, it's a negative thing for the markets. Bitcoin, do you know what? It's been on its own roller coaster in the last couple of months. It's realizing that people are realizing that we need stability in our, Bitcoin isn't going to stability, but it is a reliable asset. It's digital gold. People are looking for assets which can store their value. So Bitcoin has been rallying off the back of all of this news. Let's take a look now at the next thing we have on today's stream. We need to discuss, let's get this right, we need to discuss the Ethereum upgrade. So on Tuesday, I believe, let me check my calendar, on Thursday this week, on Wednesday this week. On Wednesday this week, we will see the Ethereum upgrade, the Shanghai upgrade. Now this has been long awaited, and this means that people that stake their Ethereum many months ago can now unstake their Ethereum from Wednesday. Now, this is just the final steps in the process of the Ethereum merge, moving from proof of work to proof of stake. We are still seeing that play out. Now, overall, I think the majority of people are happy to see Ethereum move to a proof of stake network. Let's pull something. I don't think I've got a article up here. We can put up the price of Ethereum while we discuss this. So we are seeing that many people are happy with Ethereum being a proof of stake network instead of a proof of work network. So in the long term, this is a positive move that we've seen for the Ethereum network becoming more environmentally friendly. But what we are seeing here is people are doubting the short-term moves for Ethereum. I think a lot of people are incredibly bullish on the price of Ethereum. We did see an article on Crypto Saving Expert last week that said that according to a report by OKX, 63% of Ethereum traders are confident that Ethereum will reach $5,000 by the end of the year. So we have seen positivity surrounding the cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum. But in the short term, there's a little bit of fear that the ability to unstake Ethereum from the Ethereum network could cause a little bit of selling pressure. People that have wanted to gain access to their assets are going to unstake their assets and sell those assets. Now, this is a possibility. However, Ethereum and Bitcoin are rallying right now. People are feeling positive about the markets. People are looking for cryptocurrencies as a safe haven. So maybe it won't be as bad as if this were to have occurred when Bitcoin was down at $16,000 and everyone was confident that we were going to $10,000 Bitcoin. So I don't think it will have as big of an effect as everybody expects. I imagine to see a huge amount of volatility because this moment has been long awaited and there's been a huge amount of speculation on the scenario. We will watch how that plays out, and as always, we do these live streams every single weekday talking about what's going on in the markets. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We are the best morning crypto news show. So let's take a look now at more general crypto news today, and then we will be taking a look at the markets and doing a little bit of analysis there as well. So let's take a look at more general cryptocurrency news first of all. We have incompetence and greed caused FTX's failure, according to the debtors. So FTX's debtors discovered that the bankrupt firm had no corporate framework and was run by a small team. The first interim report released by the debtors of bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX have revealed that a stunning lack of competence and control failures and greed caused the entity's failure. So we are seeing here, let's see what this created, extensive commingling of funds causing the debtors to start from scratch to identify the entity's assets and liabilities. The debtors had to gather FTX's financial records from cloud-based accounting software QuickBooks, Slack channels, some bank statements, tax returns, promissory notes, and spreadsheets, whilst 35 FTX entities used non-enterprise solutions to manage their finances. About 56 entities did not have or produce any financial statements. So we can see here that FTX was run by a small group of people. And we can see here that FTX was operated by a small group of people not interested in appropriate oversight and proper control framework. And the executives in charge lied about their business to third parties and frequently joked about the tendency to lose track of millions of dollars in assets. At the same time, they presented an image of a responsible business to the public. So shocking here that regulators did not pick up on this lack of internal control on FTX, yet the SEC has managed to target Coinbase, target Binance in the last couple of months. Now, I understand this has come off the back of FTX's failure, but this shows the importance of having regulation within the cryptocurrency industry. And we need the right kind of regulation. We need the kind of regulation that allows the cryptocurrency industry to grow. Right now, it's stifling growth, and we're seeing cryptocurrency exchanges move out of the US because they don't have clarity on regulation. What we need is the regulators to be able to provide that clarity and to be able to audit these centralized exchanges smoothly, and then they can all work to the requirements. That is what these centralized exchanges and cryptocurrency companies want to do. They don't want to work against regulators. They want to be regulated in the correct way so they can continue growing within the space. And instead, it's targeting Coinbase and Binance, who are trying to follow the rules, instead of looking deeper at the bigger problems, like when FTX was operating in this small business manner, even though it was a multi-million-dollar business. Let's move on to the next article here and see what's going on here. We have hackers drain all funds in newly launched Terra Classic protocol. So more than $15 billion worth of Luna Classic was stolen from Terra Port, and MEXC has recovered around $124,000 of the funds. That is a minuscule amount. Well, let's see how much the $15 billion was worth, first of all, before we say that. Let's discuss this first. So the Terra ecosystem fell apart in May 2022 when the UST depegged from the dollar. Luna Classic fell massively as well. So then there was a hard fork and we saw Luna Classic, which is the original blockchain, and then we have Luna, the new token as well. So we can see here, let's take a look. Terra Classic blockchain-based decentralized protocol Terraport, which barely launched a week ago, has suffered a significant exploit in which all liquidity in the protocol is feared to be lost. The team confirmed the attack on Twitter, adding that a press release on the matter would be published. So sadly, during the last few hours, a hacker drained liquidity pools from Terraport. We are currently working with community members and major exchanges to secure as many of these funds as possible and blacklist wallets. All funds have been tracked. So over 15 billion LUNC were stolen, Luna Classic tokens there. And we can see here that Luna Classic DAO showed that all funds were withdrawn from Terraport's liquidity wallet in two separate transactions. The damage is reported to be approximately 9.5 million Terra, 15 billion Luna Classic, and 5.5 billion USTC. So the catalyst for the attack remains unknown. But very sad for those holders, and we are seeing negative things here, but obviously, I mean, Luna Classic, not a fan of this. I lost a lot of money in the UST depeg in May 2022. This is a new DeFi platform operating on the Luna Classic blockchain. Nothing wrong with that, but it's very sad to see people have lost their funds here. Let's see how the next article is. So we have more positive news about the cryptocurrency markets. This is what we want here. More diamond hands. 53% of Bitcoin supply has not moved in 2 years. So people are buying Bitcoin and then storing their stash somewhere they can't touch it, hodling for the long term. Diamond hands are in the markets. Let's take a look here. More than $289 billion in Bitcoin's market cap has not moved in the last 2 years, as 10.17 million Bitcoin remains idle. Positive things here, diamond hands. Other option could be that a lot of people have lost their private keys. I wonder how many Bitcoin have we no longer have access to because people have lost their private keys. And we can see here the previous year's crypto market meltdown saw Bitcoin crash over 60%. Despite this, investors holding more than half of all Bitcoin in circulation remained in diamond hands, according to on-chain data tracked by Glassnode. So we can see here that the percent of supply last active 2+ years ago has increased massively, increased over the 50% mark. And this has never ever happened. So here we can see the data demonstrates that this is the highest percentage of idle Bitcoin supply ever recorded in Bitcoin's history. More than 1 out of every 2 Bitcoin in circulation has not moved in the last 2 years. We hit a new all-time high of 53% today. So that is insane. And a similar trend was also observed for the idle supply in the last 5+ years and 10+ years, which has increased to almost 29% and 15% respectively. So Bitcoin that hasn't moved in the last 5 years accounts for 29% of the circulating supply. And Bitcoin that has not moved for the last 10 years accounts for 15% of the circulating supply. So huge numbers there. Why is this bullish? This is incredibly bullish. Shows people are holding on for the long term and means that we're not seeing selling pressure from from these 53% of Bitcoin holders, well, not 53% of Bitcoin holders, 53% of Bitcoin. Positive, very positive things there. And we're seeing the repercussions of people feeling positive about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is over the $30,000 level. If you are happy about this, please make sure to smash a like and subscribe and press the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's take a look at what we have next. We have the history of the US dollar. Now, this is a long article. What we are doing here is explaining more about what's going on with the US dollar right now. We can see that this is used as the world reserve currency, but could be seeing the end of its dominance. If you want to take a look at this article, this is something that we talk about so much here on the channel. And if you want a little bit more detail, make sure to go to cryptosavingexpert.com and go to this article and check it out. It is a very useful article. And just seen in the chat, JB says, always learn so much from your videos. Thank you very much for those kind words, JB. I greatly appreciate it. I love doing these live streams, so I'm glad that someone finds them useful. Let's take a look at what we have next here. We have this article was written prior to the Bitcoin pump over $30,000, and we can see here clearly now Bitcoin's picked the positive side. We will be doing some Bitcoin analysis at the end of today's stream, so make sure to stay tuned. Next, we have ChatGPT raises $10 million in funds at $250 million valuation, but on-chain sleuth ZachXBT raises concerns. So let's take a look at this. This was in a Series A funding round, and we can see that the zero knowledge layer 2 blockchain network CryptoGPT announced today they raised $10 million in funding in a Series A round. According to a CryptoGPT official Twitter page, the funding round gave the blockchain AI-focused protocol a $250 million value. So it was led by market maker DWF Laboratories. Let's see what we have here from ZachXBT and see what his concerns are. So the on-chain sleuth ZachXBT raised concerns about the project when he asked Alex, the CryptoGPT Web3 focused AI assistant, if he was a chat GPT. Alex replied that it was an AI language model developed by OpenAI AI and that his name was GPT-3. So we can see here that he has tweeted the words tutorial how to raise a $250 million valuation. And we can see here that they've just used ChatGPT according to the AI. So other concerns raised by ZachXBT were that the domain was registered on January 16th. On Twitter in February, their Twitter page was boosted with fake followers and engagement, and the team immediately launched the token, and that team and insider tokens will unlock earlier than other established protocols. So what we see there is we created fear there from this news because we can see that the team gets access to their tokens first, and potentially they could dump the price of their assets. So we can see here, what is CryptoGPT? It combines AI and blockchain technology, creating an ecosystem that threatens data like an asset class. So the AI to earn function is a key component of this innovative startup marketing plan. This is the primary method the business will provide users to a development client. Users can access CryptoGPT's extensive and deep app marketplace by participating in AI to learn, by sharing their AI data using CryptoGPT's blockchain protocol, and users get paid in crypto through this initiative. So they've got a lot of interesting points there, but the important thing to mention from this article is despite the funding round, investors must be aware of ZachXBT's concerns raised, and we recommend our readers to only invest in tokens after they perform their research and due diligence. So that is what we are seeing there. Interesting things to pick up here. ZachXBT does pick up on some very good things. So it's good. It's a good person to follow. Let's take a look at the next one here. Positive news again. Bitcoin is over $30,000. I will say that to you all over and over again. I am so happy to see this news. Well, we were saying the price was bottoming out towards $16,000. Nobody believed us. And now we're up above $30,000. I shared a tweet on Twitter this morning on my profile saying, when Bitcoin hits $250,000, I will be gloating about it. I'm not going to be called lucky. We've been here through the hard times, and every single time the bull market starts, people call us crypto investors us lucky, but we have been through the turbulent times of 2022 and we definitely deserve this move to the upside right now. We are seeing that over $170 million of shorts have been liquidated overnight as Bitcoin reclaims $30,000. The Bitcoin bears are being wrecked right now. Let's move on to the next article because we do have some Bitcoin analysis to do at the end of today's stream. So I do want to get onto that bit, but let's take a look at this next one. We have Winklevoss twins loan Gemini, which is their cryptocurrency exchange, $100 million amid market downturn. So the twins failed to secure funding from external investors, so they chose to give a personal loan of $100 million. This was during 2022. So people were familiar with the matter disclosed that the twins infused the cash after several attempts to get funding from outside investors in recent months to no avail. So what's happened here is cryptocurrency exchanges thrive in bull markets. During bear markets, they really, really struggle. We also saw the SEC coming after the Gemini earn function, saying they were offering unregistered securities. So many companies wouldn't have been interested in investing in Gemini during these turbulent times. But as smart investors, the Winklevoss twins understand that when the bull market starts, quite centralized exchanges can be very, very, very profitable. Getting through the bear market is really hard for any company that is related to cryptocurrencies. They all have very volatile valuations during the bear market, but during the bull market, those valuations can increase massively. So getting through that bear market is really important, and something the Winklevoss twins have done by investing $100 million into their own centralized exchange. So let's move on quickly to the next news here. We have Bitcoin briefly flipped Tesla and became the 10th largest asset by market cap. We also have MetaMask launch a direct fiat to crypto on-ramp service, making it easier for people to interact with the blockchain directly instead of centralized exchanges. So let's move on now to the Bitcoin chart. Take a look at what's happening in the markets. We have Ethereum, again, I can't say this enough, above $30,000. If you are happy with that, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We can see here, let's see how many likes we're on today's stream. We are on, let's get this right, we currently have 8 likes on today's stream. We could do better than that. We also have 2,819 subscribers here on the channel, so please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single day. We've been talking here on the channel about these levels of resistance that we had on the Bitcoin chart. We traded very nicely within this range of 28,600 to 27,700 for a long period of time. We finally broke out through that and we have seen a nice move to the upside. You may be wondering what this level here is at 29,782. If we go to the daily chart here and we move back in time to this point here, so the 21st of July 2020, 20th and 21st of July 2021, we've had a high in the bull market of $65,000 and then we saw a huge retracement back down to this point here, and this line here is exactly where we saw the lowest daily candle close in that period of time. So I've pointed out that level because I wanted to take a look at that in today's market, and we can see here that we've not yet closed a daily candle above this point, but we did wick it exactly yesterday. And what we are now seeing on the 4-hour chart is we've actually come back down so far and used this level as a support. So I'm now looking at this level as a critical level and hoping that we see a daily candle close above this point. If we do, that'll be looking really, really bullish in my eyes. Obviously, nothing is financial advice here on the channel, but that's what I'm looking at here. Let's also take a look at the MACD and at the RSI. We all know that when we have seen a big rise in the price of Bitcoin, the MACD and the RSI are lagging indicators. So they are going to look like very incredibly bullish. On the daily chart, we have ticked into the bullish momentum. So that is very, very nice to see that we are having that on the MACD there. First tick in the bullish momentum category. On the 4-hour chart, obviously both charts are looking like we've seen a massive pump because we have done. On the 1-hour chart, it's looking like we are actually ticking into bearish momentum slightly there while we are consolidating at these levels. But overall, Bitcoin really doesn't look bad at this point. I'm really happy with how it's looking today. We can also take a look at the CME chart to take a look at what magnets we have on the Bitcoin chart. So BTC1 exclamation mark. Taking a look at this, we have a CME gap at, let's get this right, we do actually technically on the daily, let's go on the hourly chart, this will be better, have one down at $28,080. We also have one at, let's get this right, $20,325. And we also have one all the way up at the top. Let's get the daily candles on for this. We have one here at $35,300. And a lot of people on the channel were shouting for those lower magnets. But right now, the $35,000 level is not too far away. Another brilliant thing we have seen in the last couple of hours, MicroStrategy are now in profit. So MicroStrategy have been investing in Bitcoin over the last year, and their average entry price is now within the $29,100 range, around that point. Dollar cost averaging over and over again. I believe MicroStrategy own 1 in every 150 Bitcoin or 1 in every 250 Bitcoin. I need to check that out because that is quite a big difference. And that is a huge amount of Bitcoin to own, and their average entry price is now below us. Not a negative thing at all. They are dollar cost averages and they are long-term hodlers in my eyes, so I'm not expecting lots of selling pressure from them, but very nice to see that they're now in profit and that hodling has paid off. Maybe that will show others how they can get involved in the space in a similar way. No stress, just dollar cost averaging in regularly is a very, very useful strategy. We've seen it over and over again. That is all we really have for today's stream. Let's check in with the chat. Thank you very much for everybody that has tuned in for today's video, and if you've only just tuned in, make sure to give us a rewind and rewatch it because it was a very nice live stream. I've really enjoyed today's live stream. I think it's ran smoothly for the day. And if you are new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. And I will see you back here tomorrow.